nothing alike. We's different. You ain't the hustling type. We's different.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the YouTube world, CJ Rose is back in the building. Welcome back to the channel. Alright. Next matchup was the Raw Women's Champion versus the SmackDown Women's Champion. Asuka versus Sasha Banks 4. This would have been the 4th time this year Sasha and Asuka have faced in the ring. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't a bad match. It wasn't. It was. I don't think it was as good as their others. That's what I think. Personally. This match actually probably shorter than the other two. I mean, other three. But yeah, it wasn't a bad match. It was good. More technical than anything, because usually the last couple matches they had, they were trying. It is bright. God damn. The sun is beaming. The last couple matches they had, they were trying to hit each other with everything. Like they were hitting each other hard. This one, it was more technical. It was like Sasha was trying to go hold for hold with Asuka, which you can't really do. But she was trying to get in submissions, had an armbar, bank statement a couple times, put her in a lot of pinning situations. So it was like Sasha was more methodical with this, trying to catch Asuka slipping, because you got to understand something. I think Asuka has only tapped twice. The first one was to Charlotte, and that was her first ever loss in WWE. And the second time was I think against Becky this past year. Because Becky faced Asuka at the Rumble. And I'm trying to really figure out if she tapped. I don't know if she tapped or she got pinned. I don't remember that. I think Asuka tapped. So if that's the case, then she's only tapped twice. So trying to make Asuka tap is hard. Pinning her is another thing. Because Asuka hasn't really gotten pinned this year. Not really. Asuka's very lost. Which makes this pay-per-view so interesting. There's so many people that like the champions. If you think about the champions, a lot of them never got pinned. Asuka's one of them. So trying to make Asuka tap or trying to pin her was going to be a difficulty. And Sasha tried multiple times. She was really trying to catch Asuka slipping. Until she actually caught her slipping. which it's funny, because Sasha was trying the whole time to catch her slipping, and she actually finally caught her slipping. But it was a surprise roll-up. Because Sasha doesn't win on pinfall, she wins on submission. So she knew if she keep trying to go for the bank statement, that she was never going to get it. Because she tried a couple times in this match, but she never could either couldn't get it locked in, or Asuka just knew how to get out of it. So you had to find a different way to beat Asuka. And she kept going for the same thing she kept going in the match. She trying to pin her, like she kept trying to roll up, pin her, all that type joint. And it wasn't until Asuka was running at her, Sasha caught her, got her in a pin. 1, 2, 3, caught her by surprise. And this actually benefits Sasha more, because Sasha needs it. Sasha needs it more than Asuka, because Asuka's already established. Like this year, Asuka's already established. There's not much else Asuka can do. There's nobody on that Raw roster that can beat Asuka, because he's faced everybody pretty much, except maybe Shayna Baszler. I think that's the only person Asuka's never faced. Maybe she did, and I just don't remember. But I think that's the only person Asuka never faced is Shayna. So if they ever get a program together, then that's interesting. But other than that, Asuka really don't need to win like that. Oh, and I forgot, SummerSlam, Bayley pinned Asuka, but that was the same way. That was not a surprise roll-up, so I don't really count that as a clean. I don't count that as a clean loss. But yeah, so Sasha needed to win. It was a pretty solid match. Probably not the best out of all of them, but it was some good match nonetheless. Well, we already know what's next for Sasha. Carmella waiting for her ass. That's pretty much what that is. Carmella waiting for her. Asuka, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing to Asuka. I don't know who you give her. Who the hell do you give Asuka at this point? Because nobody in the Raw Women's division really has momentum. So who do you? Oh God, if they do that, if they give Asuka Lana, oh Lord have mercy. And I'm gonna tell you why I thought Lana. And we're gonna talk about that in the next match. Let's go.